Anyway, it is official, Duval. You've got your guy. Your guy is Urban Meyer, the guy with 3 national championships and a bunch of retirements. Is now your guy. He's now your guy, and I've got to be straight. Well, I have been critical of him in the past, and some of the bull crap he's pulled in the past. I have to say that I like this hire. There's a lot to like about the hire. I like it for Jacksonville because of what it says about that team and that organization. And what it says is they're trying to win, and they're willing to pay the price to win. They're not looking to go the cheap route. In fact, they're probably going the most expensive route because not only do you have to pay Herb's salary, which in and of itself would be pretty fat, it's also about all the other money and guarantees of support that he's going to want in Jacksonville. Now, this is the guy that Jacksonville targeted from the very jump, and they end up landing their guy, so that's big. It says something. It's a statement by the Jags. They took a big swing. Now, if they take that big swing and they come up short, whoever else they end up with would have felt like a total fallback. Instead, they went big game hunting, and they bagged the prize. Now, I'm not going to say that this guy is a lock. Anything but. I mean, how many great college coaches have we seen get their asses kicked trying to see if their process and their system work on Sundays? How many of them? Pretty much all of them, or most of them. Well, actually, that's not fair. Not all of them. You know, the right guy in the right situation can kill it, i.e. Jimmy Johnson. But the wrong guys in the wrong situation will get wrecked, i.e. Nick Saban, Steve Spurrier, Lou Holtz. So the question, of course, is Herb the right guy in the right situation? Maybe. Maybe. Now, here's what you do get if you get Urban Meyer. You get the rare guy who has won absolutely everywhere he's been. I mean, yes, he's also had scores of players arrested at Florida. He had that disgraceful exit at Ohio State. But if you want to win, he's the closest thing to the sure thing that you can get. And he's going to bring that reputation with him. I mean, clearly, this is a guy who has been biding his time, doing his research, and waiting for the right opportunity. And of all the available jobs in the NFL this offseason, this one is the best opportunity. Like, don't be fooled. On the surface, this is Urban Meyer taking over a one-win team in a small market. But in reality, it's something totally different. It's an organization that's in the middle of a hard reset, a complete control, alt, delete. Like the old reality for the Jags is that they're a one-win team in Jacksonville, and they've been clowned hard. But the new reality is they're getting Urban Meyer, they're getting Trevor Lawrence, they've got 4 picks in the top 45, they've got 11 picks overall, and they've got anywhere from 75 to upwards of 100 mil in cap space. So, if you're going to make the jump to the NFL, now is the time to do it, and this is the team. Because this team should be good. Like, what are your 2 biggest questions for any NFL team? Who is your head coach? Who is your quarterback? And not necessarily in that order. Jacksonville has answered those 2 questions about as well as you can. Just this side of, I don't know, setting up a time machine to the year 2000 and bringing back Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. So they're going to go into 2021 with the greatest quarterback prospect of a generation and one of the best football coaches of a generation. So that's not bad at all. And if you're looking for somebody who can build a winner, then Herb is that guy. He's great at identifying talent. He's great at developing that talent. And I'm not just talking about 5-star recruits. I'm talking about guys under the radar as well. And he's rock solid when it comes to X's and O's and motivation and setting the standard and never deviating from that standard. I mean, that's what the guy's best at. Building a winner. Now, notice the one word that I'm not going to use. Culture. He loves it. He always uses that word, but I'm not going to use it because, well, I mean, look at it, right? Look at his Florida teams. If you want to talk culture, look at how he handled Zach Smith. When you consider those things, I'm not sure that's exactly the definition of great culture. In fact, I'd say that at times it got pretty toxic. But, again, they won a hell of a lot of football games. Pretty much everywhere he's been. If he can do that in Jacksonville, check that. He should do that in Jacksonville. He better do that in Jacksonville. As long as he doesn't puke all over himself, that team should be pretty good. And if Urban Meyer is, in fact, the winner that everybody makes him out to be, then he'll be fine. He will win, just not out of the gate. But if he doesn't win there, that will ding his legacy, no doubt. I mean, the pressure is on. Whatever the Jags are paying him and everybody around him, they're not doing it just to win a few games or to be competitive or even to battle for a wild card spot. You do something like this. You take this big swing because you want to contend for Super Bowls. Meyer's got to know, right, that if he fails here, sure, he'll have stacks and stacks of cash, but his rep is going to take a hit, possibly a big hit. And I say that because if you can't develop Trevor Lawrence and you can't win with Trevor Lawrence, it's going to be a pretty horrible look for one of the greatest college coaches in the last half century. But, you know me, I'm about the positives. I've got another positive for you. Maybe the best part about Urban Meyer coaching the Jags is that it's not a college gig, which means we don't have to hear his sanctimonious garbage about molding young men and all that junk while having one guy after another arrested. And we don't have to hear him claim that he's going to quit the sport because he doesn't like the state of the game, when he was one of the leading contributors to the state of the game. And we don't have to hear about how he claimed to have, quote, significant memory issues, end quote, when it came to that Zach Smith situation due to the medicine he takes. See, we don't have to worry about that crap now because in the NFL, the only thing that matters is winning. And that's what this guy does. I mean, sure, he'll probably be sanctimonious as hell, but nobody needs to listen. And you sure as hell don't need to believe him when he starts doing it. The guy wins. He does win. But can he develop an NFL quarterback? I think that's a fair question because his track record of quarterbacks, Meyer quarterbacks in the NFL, not so good. And Trevor Lawrence is entering the league at a pretty advanced stage of development, man. He better get something out of him. Can he make him better? Can he surround him with elite talent? Again, he better, because this is a massive opportunity. And if he can't cash it in, it's going to be a massive failure. All of that said, I like it. I do like it. It's a big swing. Now go out and prove me right, Herb. And don't be looking to bail when you lose a few games, because you're going to lose a few games. In fact, more than a few games. You're going to lose a hell of a lot before it starts to turn. So this time, Herb, see it through. Finish what you start. I like the hire. I think he's smart to go there. In fact, I haven't been this hyped on the Jags since Brunell was slinging it to Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardell. Shout out to Fred Taylor. And for whatever reason, Tim Tebow decided to let everybody know that even though his coach and mentor and good friend is taking over there, Tebow himself is not going. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks, Tim, for that. Breaking, I am not moving to Pittsburgh to take Ben Roethlisberger's place next year. Is there anybody anywhere who wondered if Tim Tebow was going to Jacksonville? Like, where the hell did that come from? Quickly, some reaction before I go to break. Rome. More playoff, big head bets, picks. Gambly. War Aaron Rodgers starting the quest for ring number 2 tomorrow. Chris in Milwaukee. That is true, too. Packers, Rams, Jared Goff is going to play. In fact, get that start. The Packers, by virtue of getting the 1 seed, get the week off. They got the bye. That's going to help them. Kansas City's the 1 in the AFC, and they got their bye.